Today we are going to talk about how do you write a sentence? How do you put your words together to form a sentence? Let's take a look at this picture. I see a woman. Looks like she's probably cooking for her family. So let's talk about this. Let's make a sentence. We can say, the woman cooks. But it's short, kind of boring. We can say the woman cooks dinner. So now we have a little bit more information. But we can make this sentence much bigger and give a lot more information. We can say the woman cooks dinner in her kitchen every night. Let's take a look at this sentence. The woman cooks dinner in her kitchen every night. Who is the sentence about? The woman. So we say that is the subject of the sentence. So I would put an S for subject under the woman. Well, what does the woman do? Cooks. So that's my verb. So I put a capital V under cooks. What does the woman do the action to? What does she cook? She cooks dinner. That becomes my object. So I would put a capital O under dinner. Well, I can ask, where does she do it? In her kitchen. In her kitchen becomes place. So I would put a capital P here. Then I want to look at when does she do it? Every night. Every night. So that becomes my time. So I'm going to put a capital T here. So now we've just broken down this sentence into subject, verb, object, place, time. This is a pattern that we use in English all the time. If you write a sentence with subject, verb, object, place, time, your sentence will be 100% correct. So let's keep practicing. In English, every sentence has to have a subject verb. She swims. We learn. Simple sentences are good, but they are not interesting. So we can give more information by using SVOPT, subject, verb, object, place, time. Let's take a look at this picture. I see children playing soccer, maybe in the park. So let's write a sentence about this picture, a simple sentence. The children play. Again, it's a good sentence, but it's boring. Let's give more information. We can say the children play soccer. Again, a good sentence, but we can give more information. We can say the children play soccer in the park on Sunday. Let's take a look at that sentence. Who is the sentence about? Well, it's about the children, so that is my subject. What do the children do? They play. That's my action, my verb. What do the children do the action to? What do they play? Soccer. That becomes my object. Where do they do it? At the park. That's my place. When do they do it? On Sunday is my time. SVOPT. Let's look at this picture. I see a man and a woman. He's in a car, so he's driving, and it looks like it's at night. So let's write a simple sentence. They drive. But it's boring. Let's make it better. They drive their car. Good sentence, but let's give more information. They drive their car to school on Wednesday night. Let's look at this sentence more closely. Who is the sentence about? They. That becomes our subject. What do they do? Drive. That is my verb. What do they do the action to? What do they drive? They drive their car. That becomes my object. Where do they do it? To school. So that's my place. When do they do it? On Wednesday night. That becomes my time. So here I have SVOPT. They drive their car to school on Wednesday night. So, the important thing to take away from this is who is the sentence about is your subject. What do they do is your verb. What do we do the action to becomes your object. Where do we do it is your place. And when do we do it is your time. This is how we can make a good big sentence in English. SVOPT. So let's practice. The brown dog chases his ball in the yard every afternoon. The brown dog is my subject. Chases is my verb. His ball, object. In the yard, place. Every afternoon, time. You exercise at the gym 6 days a week. Subject, you. Exercise is my verb. At the gym is a place, and 6 days a week is time. There is no object in this sentence. We have place and time. Let's look at this sentence. He goes to work. He is my subject. Verb is goes. To work is place. I do not have time here, and that's okay. This is a good sentence. She calls her friend in Ukraine every Sunday. Well, she is my subject. Calls is my verb. She calls her friend, so her friend becomes the object. In Ukraine, place. Every Sunday, time. Let's keep practicing. He calls home. He is my subject. Calls is my verb. Home is my place. The old man buys oranges in the grocery store today. The old man is my subject. Buys is my verb. Oranges, because what does he buy? He buys oranges. That's my object. In the grocery store is my place. And today is time. Here's another one. The women wash their clothes in the laundromat in Sumner. And remember, Sumner is a city. The women, it's my subject. Wash, verb. Well, what do they wash? They wash their clothes, so that becomes my object. In the laundromat, that's a place. And in Sumner is also a place. So in this sentence, I do not have time, but I have two places, and that is okay. Let's look at this one. The men look for work in front of Home Depot every morning. The men, my subject. Look is my verb. Well, what do they look for? They look for work. So that becomes my object. In front of Home Depot. That becomes my place. And every morning, time. Cry. Let's look at the verb cry. I can say the baby cries every morning. The baby is my subject. Cries is my verb. Every morning is my time. Study. That's my verb. We study English at Green River College in the evening. We is my subject. Study is my verb. Well, what do we study? We study English, so English is my object. At Green River College, place, in the evening. So this is how we put together sentences in English to make them interesting. We use subject, verb, object, place, time.